is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right. Traders. Where is everybody? We have improved market conditions. Maybe not necessarily today, but fine Wednesday afternoon. Can't believe that we are at the last 2 days ago. LK's here. Hi, LK. Wonderful, wacky Wednesday indeed. Dennis, good to see everybody. Stocks and options, closing bell. I am Scott. My normal day. Got a fresh cup of coffee. Always happy to have it. Background. Here are the disclosures. The usual stuff that we go through as we start our time together. Nope. What am I looking for here? Yahoo. Started off pretty strong today. Started off, and then we sort of meandered down from the high. So it's like we opened and then we just sort of gave it back. Then we tried to bounce up a little bit. And then we came on back. So maintaining positive, though, up 0.08 on the S&P. 0.21 on the Dow. 0.01, so barely hanging on. Getting distracted by those ads. On the NASDAQ, look at data. So what's the data? The data is that we of GDP. We were at 4.9. They thought it was going to revise to 5. They revised it to 5.2. Tomorrow, we're getting some PCE data. The main one we're going to be looking for is going to be PCE year over year. We'd like to see that down below expectations. 98. Oh, no, it's come back a little bit all of a sudden. 25-1 odds that the Fed leaves it alone. If they leave it alone again, they're leaving it alone. And then that's about it. Charlie Munger, rest in peace. It. We looked at the economic calendar. Everything's still coming back. How the model see things. It's more bullish than not. Just right. Oh, I needed to roll this down first, and then let's go back. So this is still a higher low. And as I said, that might help me understand what the next sustainable trend is. That looks fine to me. I also think that this range of candles in here could start to waver, and we see this thing start rolling up, and it all of a sudden wags higher. So I look at this and think, yeah, this is definitely in line with my current narrative. QQ, not quite as good still. I mean, it looks like the model is projecting it to start accelerating. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It still certainly hasn't projected it to break any support levels. I'm okay with this for now. The NASDAQ, the model's always a little more interesting on the NASDAQ and what it sees. It tends to exacerbate situations. Here's the Russell. I would not be surprised to see some strength here. Definitely have seen and have talked about strength on the IWM. I took the last trade back as well. I think the model overall has a bullish look. Here is our seasonal charts. Are we maybe going to get a little higher? Sure, maybe a little higher. And I said, all right, it's back on track. When I got this move, I'm like, it's back on track. And then we got another one. So, okay. Cinnamon roll staring at you. Had to heat one up. I would love a cinnamon. What else? Here's today's heat map. Here's today's heat map. Dun, dun, dun. Showing lower on the seasonal. Saying, you're saying these things up here? We know there's a tendency. Oh, the pink signals. I see what you're saying. It's true. I actually don't. I tend to ignore them and just literally look at the actual correlation of the two charts. But I'm a price action. That's what I use it for. Oh, different strokes. Did we look at everything? Let's go get a quiz. Are you in it? I don't have my signal yet. There's a little bit of ambiguity. Placed a put spread on IWM today. Let's get a quiz first and foremost. Started strong, rallied a little lines today. And I'm going to go right across the bottom here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Here. Across this level here. Is that for a new color? C. Bob is an A. Bob says we're bouncing back up above. Okay. Martine is a B. Let's see what the model is, and then we'll see what Scott is. You know, I like to consider a lot of sources. SPY says that we will be numbers. I'll get those numbers for you because I never win on my own. Oh, taking cheap shots at me today. Brad is a B. Ku is a B. A 455.41. 455. What? I'm not going with Stella. She says 455.41. She's a B. I'm a C. Clearly, I'm. Yeah. I feel like everyone's saying that because I won yesterday, and I think it was a solo. No one was happy with it. It was like a photo finish, close at the end, but it snuck in my way. I'm pretty sure I answered first and Stella second. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I sense that there's resentment. We're all friends here. It's okay that I win sometimes. Those are the numbers. 455.05 by 455.75. I'm a C, below 455.05. Me too. Let's get rid of that. Let's go see how oh man, this is just such an interesting day. Does this invalidate my signal? Unlikely so. So more so than recently. Then I have to keep an eye on it and say, all right, well, let's see. I'm not wrong. You're not wrong, I would imagine. We'll see at our watch list here in a minute. But what this says is there may still be a bit more consolidation in front of us. This thing could come back. The question is, if I put an anticipatory trade on, can I sustain it in that pullback? That could be hard. Got to be ready for that if you did. If you're in bullish trades and we see this happen and you're like, oh, okay. VIX. Sorry, I need my watch list. Where's the VIX? The VIX is here. The angle. I didn't feel like I needed to be really tight like that. So if it comes up into this range, no big deal. It won't be a big deal unless it breaks above 14. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, be careful. And from there it could go up and then come back, and then I'd be even more careful there. That's escalation. If that happens, yeah, I'll be cautious about that. Absolutely. But if this thing just, even with what's going on today, that doesn't change it. Doesn't change anything. Okay. Yeah. That's we're hardly blinking. We're still at 13. It's 5% out of the money. 5%. Anyone want to take a guess what that price is? Let's see. February 5th, out of the money would still be about 432. I would have 432 still. Okay, let's go. What's going on here? Move this up. 432. And why can't I get my damn prices? Sorry. What am I looking for here? Oh, there they are. 432. Buck 38. Buck 38. Not bad. Right? Buck 38. Pretty hedgerific right there. Buck 37. I did put a half a hedge on. It's down a little bit. Bought it for buck 18, I believe. It's at 105, down 13 cents on a few contracts. Are you trading? Did you take any trades? Have you put any new trades on? Apple. Apple was looking buyable this morning, but as always, I wait. I'm never going to trade the first half hour. Even then, after that, right, you can see after the first half hour is coming down, and it's like, too far. That's why I don't. A lot of times people will be like, why aren't you trading something this morning? Because most of the time we're only talking for the first, 45 minutes. It's hard to have confirmation that you're getting what you want that early. Where would I put Apple? Still exactly where it was, in a great setup position. The buyers just sort of tested a little. They're like, nope, not quite yet, but look where we are. Want it. This is where we're looking to find some kind of an opportunity for momentum. Apple's absolutely setting up. I love Apple. Let's see how Stella likes. Does Stella like Apple? Sometimes, I think we're going to be in agreement, and then I'm like shocked. I'm like, what? Stella? She's unconvinced. She's like, it might pull back a little more. Maybe it tries to find some support. I'm a little bit more bullish than that based on my overall market posture. Okay, we'll see what happens. That's fine. Adobe maybe starting to consolidate, but by the time it does, we might be too close to earnings. We'll keep an eye on that. Aflac is in consolidation. We're on the cusp. Be patient. A trading signal shows up here. Same with AIG, which means same with PGR. The three big insurance companies definitely move very much in a correlation with each other. So take your pick. On waiting for consolidation. Same thing here. AXP, the financials. We said you might have to be wary of this. I don't think there was a good entry in there. If you did, great for you. Same with Boeing. BK. Look at BX. So a lot of these ones that sort of just paused here, then turned again. What about this? Trend in my favor. I've already taken out this previous resistance level. So yeah, there are financials setting up in insurance, already triggered in some, triggering in some. If you're looking for it, it's there. Same as BAC, Bob says. I agree. You can see it here. Turned up yesterday on Capital One. So plenty in the financial region. ConocoPhillips, I'm not interested in oil. Took profit already on my Costco trade. As we kind of touched this top and fell, and then Doji, it was like, all right, that's the end. And now what? Now looking for another higher low. It's already setting up for the next trade. Copart setting up. Where's this? CrowdStrike got a nice earnings report. That's helpful for a lot of these cybersecurity / AI type stocks, software companies, very strong there. Hard to have. DHI, I don't know. Are you convinced? DIA, we're pushing some resistance here. Still plenty of these that are pushing resistance and need a pullback. Industrials would be a higher low. Some momentum here, some momentum in the sector. What sectors do I like? What sectors do you like? I like technology, of course. I think Microsoft is our new market leader and technology leader. I like community, I like financials. I like industrials. That's 5. The Fab 5, if you will. That's a great broad market. Part of why my sector score is so strong. So plenty for us. Calls are screaming on AFRM. Love it. Technically adults now in college. So instead of wasting money paying $200 for a pair of shoes, I'm like, I'm going to buy, an equivalent amount of silver. 5 ounces of silver is like $150, something like that. 6 ounces, something I count. Anyways, but I want it to be physical because I know my son will be like, oh, this is so cool. And then he might, instead of wasting money on shoes, be like, oh. So anyways, but it sucks that they're so high right now. I wish it would. I'm like, I want to apply technical analysis and ready here. So a gold coin. Yeah, right. Exactly. I'm thinking maybe when they graduate college, I'll give them a 1 ounce bar of gold. I mean, that's a pretty, nice thing. Yeah, but gold is high right now for sure. Google pulling back, not ready, but still getting ready. Still setting up. This looks great. Did nothing for us yet. I'd like to maybe run a little bit more of a search on consumer discretionary. There's good opportunities to be found in there. I know it. Check our friend UNG giving away, guys. I will take a look at that. Home Depot, a little bit of a blow off top, a shooting star. If we can setting up. I would still characterize this as a flag pattern. But another day or two, if it gets into this range, then it's just kind of a traditional, if it gets down here and dojis a couple times, then it's just a support bound. But it looks bullish. Where is this? Financials. Intel. As I said, there's some anticipatories. Intel was one of those. I have Heiken candle. Yeah. And that's now a momentum candle. So this looks great. I didn't need AMD because I have Intel and I have NVIDIA. So these are both viable. Anybody in these? Looking for it. Definitely. We got one back here. There hasn't been any selling. Where's the sellers? There's no sellers right now. If you're worried about selling a little more pullback, I think Citigroup looks better anyways. KKR, big and strong breakout move today. Li Auto, still waiting. This is new. Looking to expand. VIX too low. No sellers or corrections at this low. I mean, the VIX is low for sure. Looks great. Which is why I'm buying the dips. Buy the dips. Words to live by. Find a bull market. Buy the dips. Chapter 2. Buy the dips. The end. You're welcome. A dip. Meta on a dip. I'm patient. There's, is this as a low? It was kind of a one-day consolidation. This looks viable and setting up still. Plenty of things. Really strong across multiple sector things setting up, even with today, even if we go down a little tomorrow. Microsoft. I would love for Microsoft to pull back and give it to me. This is the area. Anywhere back to here. You can see I'm at this level here. That's the old resistance. We paused and then broke 365. Anything above that, buy the dip. Buy the dip. Netflix waiting for consolidation. And when it does, be ready. NVIDIA. Oh, NVIDIA. So you can see what you have here is the stochastics is turning. We are up on a red candle. So this is a judgment call. Do you take this and move into like a let's go to an hourly candle here and say, you know what? On the next candle out of this, the next white candle out of this consolidation, then I'm convinced. Intel's ready. See what? PDD, very strong, a little overextended, had great earnings. Gotta wait. PGR, just waiting for this thing, just waiting for us. I can hear the siren call. PLTR, I took it. I thought it looked good. Great start. Pausing now. Still plenty good. Plenty good. So there's already trades on, and there's trades that are on and moving well for us, right? We had signals already. I think there's the potential for a secondary window and maybe even a third one. Windows last a little longer. They're a little broader in their range in a bull market. I'm okay with it. Need more confidence. It's not that I'm like, oh, I see it better. The numbers have improved. Who's with me? QQQ. Looked like a brick. I don't know what that's doing. It's a little iffy. Starbucks. I of course, now characterize this. At this point, it's like, maybe, but I wouldn't take it. And there it's all the way down. So for me, Starbucks is off the island. Snap, straight up, no pullbacks. Yeah, it's frustrating. Let's take a look at that. Snap. What? That was a pullback right there. Beautiful. Bam. That was your pullback. It gapped up, paused, little consolidation, ready to go again, right in there. Yep. And now what? And now we wait, and we patiently wait. We do not chase. I'm not going to chase. Strong looking stock. I'm putting it on the list. Great call out there on that one. Let's put it on, add it, update it. Perfectly. Still giving you a chance if you like this, and maybe saying, hey, it might give you a chance to catch that. So we seem to still be in what we would consider to be the flag territory. Tesla. I don't know about Tesla. I don't know about all that. I don't know that it gave you much of an opportunity prior. UNP. Oh, I thought that was going to be one today. But overall, where are we? I would say this is still. Find your consolidation patterns that you think previous resistance level through here. You might think, what about that red candle? It opened above and then that resistance level held. So for me, I think if it does pull back into this range, then I'm looking for this to be a pullback pattern. And if it breaks out of that, I'm ready to go. If it continues to pull back, I'm ready for it to turn in here and give me a signal like this. Be water, my friends, as the late, great Bruce Lee said. Be water, be fluid. I'm looking to buy the dips, but I need to be very concise in defining what does the dip look like. And I need a few different definitions where it's like, well, it could be this. And if it was, this is how the turn would be. Or it might continue predictably because we would like it to, right? Or we need to be ready to utilize this price action to understand the sellers, the buyers, and when they transition. That's what gives us our point. Because look at this trade. We have a great opportunity. If it comes down here, what am I thinking? I'm thinking there's a good chance we find our way up into this range near 230, 40 level. I think it would then have to consolidate again, and then it could find its way up to that 240 level. So there's a couple of trades here for us if we can get the first one right. And you can see that matches very closely what the trend would be. I can't. That's what my watch list should be full of. All of them with this detail of what are we looking for front of it. That's your objective. That's my challenge to you as you wrap up, is that you make your MO as a trader. We're going to do the same thing here with Visa, right? You can see where we are. We're hitting resistance. And at resistance at this point, our thought is, what is the consolidation going to be? It doesn't have to be a lot. It could be that, or it could meander down here. Again, I've got a pretty long room where I would still consider it a pullback versus a sell-off. This is my last low over here. I would have to completely take that off, or at least take that out, for it to be a sell-off as opposed to a tradable pullback. That's the difference. A sell-off, I'm not going to trade. I'm going to be like, oh shit, that thing just sold off. pullback, I'm going to be like, oh, look, it pulled back to a higher low. I want to trade it now. Why? Because it's a bull market. And what do we do in a bull market? Buy the dip. Buy the dip. Buy the dip. Oh, yeah. Sorry and thank you at the same time, Dennis. Situation that he's like, can you step in? I'm like, you know what? I'm off. I can just sort of combine my own personal routine. Did I adjust a couple of trades during the webinar? I may have. I can neither confirm nor deny. But I was able to step in and feel that one was like 15 minutes of heads up. Normally, I'll give you as much heads up as I can. So make sure that we can all hang out, have coffee, and talk about the market. Yes, Bob. Yeah. So what do we think? Lisa, do your thing. VIX, like we said, whatever else is going on, this is not a consensus. If you took this one, if I took that one, I would have been stopped out. If I took the second one, that one worked out. And it makes me think that there's a trend here. Maybe I would make that my oil trade. I do like WMB from the oil sector. Walmart, you can see why I don't trade off of lows. They don't tend to last long. I said the first thing became a resistance level, also touched over here. Doesn't hold up there. Look what you're breaking. Next stop. Roku got tossed out. Let's take a look at Roku. Yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty good overall, I'd say. Oh, yeah. Highs. I think that there's a great chance for this to pull back anyway to the list, so we don't miss that. Here we go. I like Staples. Steady. Pulling back our bullish posture. So yeah, that is definitely something that I see happening as of now. Hey, did I miss anything? We've got some time. We got through it. XLC, Communication Services, LC. Yeah, I would still, I like it. I would like it. I think that it's in this consolidation. This gap, you can see we kind of smashed our way. That I would still think it's got a good chance of holding up, ready to work its way to new highs. Yeah, that looks fantastic, right? Absolutely. Options or on the stock? The stock is trading about 5 million shares a day. Good. But let's come in here and take a look at the options and the trading before we rush to judgment. Now, I'm in the Decembers. These are the standards. I would say it's pretty good. You've got hundreds, and at the 70, or if you were to get to the 75, that's where your thousands would be. Your spreads are pretty tight, 10, 15 cents across the board. I would say this is definitely a viable 20. I like this for options. I think this is we could put all of the XLs. XLC, we have XLE, XLF, XLI. We don't have XLB. We don't have XLY. We don't have XLK. We do have QQQ. But we could just kind of put a little sector rotation, a sector lineup, if you will. XLY. Let's go XLC. Let's go E for the basics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I got a lot of them in there. Okay. Nice. Any others that we're missing? So now what? Well, now today we attempted a little bit of a push. It means that buying pressure didn't necessarily hold. Great. What happens? Well, let's chance the buyers do, and maybe this time they have enough volume. That's what we're watching. We're watching buyers. We're watching sellers. We're watching volume. We're watching candles. The trends look good, short-term and long-term. Let's talk about that just a minute. Midweek check-in on the posture. Since I have a few minutes. Let's go to the ZBs now. Let's go SPY. I don't know why that came up. Let's start off by looking at the weekly. This is what my score is based on right now. That's what I'm scoring. I mean, if it gets up here and it pauses, am I going to be like, oh, it got to the old high? If it comes back and holds at a higher low and then moves, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it could move a little bit more, roll over, come down, and then move. Who knows? This is a weekly chart. What I know is it's in a good place right now. My score will stay the same. Here's the 6-month daily chart. We tested higher, but we didn't hold up. I might still give the bulls credit for that test. I don't know. Where am I now on this? Off. When I look at this chart time frame, there's nothing left. We only have 2 days. Well, this is a day of selling. This is just a day of failed buying. All the above average volumes are now bullish days. That looks bullish. So my posture looks great. The VIX looks great. Vanguard Total Market Index, VOX. Nope. That's wheat futures. This is what the hell is going on with my charts? Here's why. Look at your volume here. Here, the volume 300. It does have implied volume. So if you look, XLC Communication Services, I've got thousands of contracts. If I go, I've got single. Look at the spreads. 230 by 570. Come on, no one's gonna. The only person who buys that is somebody who doesn't know any better. That's not us. So, yeah, the XLs typically, because of how long they've been around and how big they are, how much they're marketed, those are going to have the best options and the most amount of volume. Let's go to the SPY again. Let's get out of here to go here. 454. 454. I believe 455.05 was the mark. It looks like the C's, not Stella. Stella was wrong. A's and B's, wrong. C's, where's my C's at? Dennis, LK, and Scott. Today we are the three amigos winning gold medals for. Congratulations to the three. Everybody else, you know the deal. Hang your heads in shame. Try harder next time. Okay, what's the schedule? I'm back on Friday morning. We're looking bullish. Things look good. Let's be ready. I think there's viability. I think we'll be talking about it on Friday. So join me in the morning. Let's talk. Ready to go. Good spirited session. Glad to hear it. I'm feeling the holiday spirit come in. 2 days away from happy trading. Happy trading.